Hello and welcome to my channel. On this video I am going to share with you some life lessons from me, from my years of experience and what I've learned. I'm now 29 years old and I will share with you what I learned from my experience, mostly on how to be unbothered and win in life. So let's get started with my life lessons. So the first one is that people see the world as they are, not as it is, which means that they if they say something to you which triggers you, this has nothing to do with you, but it has mostly to do with them. They see the world how they are. If you provoke something in them, it means that it already is in them. And the same is true for you. So you see the world as you are. Whatever is inside you, it's also manifested on the outside. Number two, so when someone says about you triggers you, just meditate and go inside to find out the original trigger. Maybe something happened to you when you were younger, and it since then has created something in you which makes something other people say trigger you. For example, I for a long time and also to the present moment that we speak, I used to get triggered a lot about just discrimination against women, just topics related to women, just maybe someone said, for example, women have to cook and clean and things like that, like making women like feel and seem like less than men and something like that, or maybe men have some rights and women don't have them, like they can sleep around, get married later, and just things like that. They used to trigger me a lot, and they still do. But for example, if someone said things like, for example, poor people are inferior, or directly told to me you are poor or something like that, that would not affect me at all, because that's not something that triggers me. Simply just doesn't trigger me because I know who I am. It has nothing to do with me. Or maybe if they said that people from the city are better than people from the country, still nothing to do about me. But the gender-related topics and just things about women who used to trigger me a lot. So what I want to say is that if something triggers you, it means that it has to do with you. Maybe something has happened to you to make you feel that way. So just if you are in a triggered, maybe anxious state, angry maybe, just go into your body and meditate and just feel that trigger. Try to go to the original trigger, to make it dissolve, to just find the cause of it. So lesson number 3 is to just, these are also on a specific order and has to do with the previous two ones, is that when people say something to you or something that triggers you, just tell them that you agree and just continue that you are what you are doing. Telling them that you agree doesn't mean that you necessarily agree with their point of view, but you agree with how they are feeling, because it has to do with them. Agree that this is their perspective and this is how they are feeling, and while continue doing what you are doing and still doing what you were doing before, even if it is bothering them. But give them that validation about how they are feeling this way. You just don't engage in conflict and further discussions with them. We don't have to discuss everything that we don't agree with people. Number 4 is to value that everyone is going to have an opinion about you, but the most important opinion about you is your own. And you get to decide who you are going to be today, who you want to be today. Number 5, when someone says about you, so I already said this one. Yes, I am in. Yes, number 5 is to use your triggers to up-level yourself. So whenever you have a trigger, just use it to meditate, and as I also mentioned before, to heal from that. To just try to become again a clean slate, like you were when you were born, because we all were born clean slates. Then we got affected with limiting beliefs, triggers from our environment. Just try to heal by just going into your body and feeling that trigger, to see things as if you are seeing them for the first time, with that child curiosity and child point of view. So every time you have a trigger, just use it to make it dissolve and to up-level yourself. Find in yourself why this is triggering me, why is this making me angry. Number 6 is that people who disagree with you are not in your same frequency. They are not your people. They are not your soul family. So use your life force creation better. Don't use it to engage in discussions and arguments with them. Number 7, use your inner critic in a constructive way. Don't just get overwhelmed with self-doubt, but use it in a way to improve yourself. If it's something that you don't like about yourself, use your inner eye and inner critic to improve. Number 8, don't engage in gossiping about other people. Instead, discuss ideas and inner work. When you are moving up and doing your inner work, you don't have time for that. So don't gossip, but instead focus on your inner work and self-development. Number 9, never engage in something if it's not benefiting you. What I mean by this is that if it's not benefiting my finances, my health, or my personal growth, I'm not interested in it. I don't waste my time and my creation energy just discussing with other people or getting angry about what they are saying to me. Everyone has an opinion, but they don't solve your problems. You solve your problems. So never engage if it's not benefiting you and if it's just drama. That's what I mean. Number 10 is that if you are maybe venting, if you have that tendency, just catch yourself venting and just don't do it, because inner work happens in layers, and every time you just refrain from that, you just become better and simply it helps you focus more on your life than inventing. Number 11, don't express the complaint, instead express the desire. So if you see something that you have the urge to complain about, just ask yourself, what's my desire, how I would like that to be. So don't express the complaint, but instead express the desire. For every complaint, there is a desire. Number 12, don't get stuck in your story. We all have a story. As I said, I'm about 30 years old now, and of course I have a story of things that I've done and things that I've been, but just don't get stuck in your story. Instead, think about the next chapter in your life. You can always rise from adversity. Number 13, just try to engage in an exercise, maybe when you feel overwhelmed or just often. Try to engage in this exercise for just 30 minutes. Forget your story, so you can know how it feels like to be nobody without a story. And from there, you can create whoever you want. Number 14, there is no right or wrong, it's just the meaning that you assign to it. Maybe one situation, let's say maybe even the situation that I am in my life now, can be considered really good for other people, and for someone else really bad. So there's no good or bad, it's just the meaning that we assign to it, and we according to that feel bad or good. But